be confused. Still my 17s and enjoy my boat cruise. I know you really wanna know who's coming through, leaving residues. Sorry, homeboy, but your flow sound used. Got to pay your dues. If you choose to give me room, give me some space, your excuse. When I step up in the place, then I step correct. But I got you all in check.
With a winter chill gripping much of the nation, no such worries today here in the Sunshine State and Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville. Today it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Second and 11 at the 17.
Now Jones. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Colts.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Credit the tackle there to Jordan Lewis. You look at this Jaguar defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Throwing Jones. Now he's going to step up and run. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. Operating from the gun, Jones. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
They're giving some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. And they're knocking on the door now. As a good run there, going to take this to about the 10-yard line. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Back to Taylor on first down. And after the good game last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Now Jones from the gun, he'll throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's third down. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth.
Spencer Schrader on for the Colts field goal.
And his kick here is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Hey, go, go! Go, go! Turn! This is hot!
On the ground, here's the fourth-round pick from April's draft. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
At the 20-yard line.
Here we go.
Lawrence. He's got him in, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
A gain of 2 brings up second.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. This a 2nd and 8. As they've got it as we resume action.
Red on red. Hey, Soko, hot.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down.
Hey, Lion.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. And he is caught. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
This is caught. And they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Turton trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Calling no gain, and it's going to be second and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Lisa 24.
Rocco switch. Rocco switch.
Lawrence on the sneak. And he's not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This Colts D up to the challenge so far, but they need another stop here on 3rd and goal. Now Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Britton Strange with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Here's a Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it. It's Taylor. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first down.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Give them 32 yards as we inch our way to the 2-minute warning.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. On the counter, it's Taylor. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now on 2nd and 13, Jones. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Throw out right, pulled in by Downs. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 23.
That's another Colts first down.
They give to Taylor out of the gun. Able to spin free. Bulldozes past him. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
A gain of
That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
They gashed him in a big way on that last run, and defense fortunate to tackle him on the 2-yard line, but doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with the defense's plan. And that's the one thing the coordinator has to do to make sure the confidence stays high. Okay, sometimes we get a big play against us. That doesn't mean we change everything and abandon our game plan, but now they have to stiffen and try and keep him out of the end zone.
Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Second down and goal. Jones. Got a man. It's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Colts will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Lawrence will throw. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this is dropped. Oh, my goodness. There was no one around him, but he took his eye off it, and it falls incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And the RPO will keep it. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
He'll take it at the 42. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And this one is right down the middle. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. The field goal you'll take, punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Now Lawrence to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kenny Moore. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Jones throwing to start the drive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Taylor. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be second down.
Caught that one from me there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
To the left side, he's got Warren, the tight end. And the Colts are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. And now a stoppage, and looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. DJ Giddens, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. And now the Colts are going to keep the offense on the field as they'll go for 2 here.
The Colts will line up for the
Jones throwing for it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
at their own 35-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game.
Brian Thomas, 65 yards. And the Jaguars are back within a score. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays that dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The extra point splits the uprights, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. That's caught left side by Hardman. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Off play action. Jones. A short one there, caught by Warren. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
That coach is always hard finding the quarterback, reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, but when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
That's good.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up the 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
At the 47-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Offense is all over, continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball. But oftentimes, it attracts a little bit of extra attention, and it did on that play, and that one got knocked away.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Completes it to Hardman. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Back to throw. Jones. He'll try to do it himself. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now Lawrence changing the play.
That's good for our Jaguars. 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Here's Lawrence.
At the 11-yard line.
Touchdown! Brenton Strange with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Jaguars have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the 3rd.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
You know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the 2nd half. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Jones. Down the field, he's got Warren. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing. And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. Here's 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. He'll try to do it himself. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. We'll see if they can grab the lead. Either way, what a job their defense did to force the turnover on downs to set up this opportunity. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line.
Here we go.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 46 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've run the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Hey, lion. Check. Son, this is hunt.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. Nice job there on the tackle, keep him to the short game. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. Open man, it's Hunter. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 18. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Son, this is hot. Silver.
Straight ahead, ETN. And he's heading up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
2nd down, 8 yards to go.
Hey, easy. Ralph. Hey, Soko, it's a hunt.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Ripped.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And the Jaguars are going to have a 1st and go forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Fred on red. This is hot. 11, Agate. Hey, check that.
Right back to him on 1st down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Third down and goal coming up here.
On red. Son, they said 13, Luke.
They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Bayshore Turton taking it in from a yard out. And the Jaguars have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the fourth.
Colts 21. Cam Little with the kickoff for the Jaguars.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. They'll come up first and 10 here. Now Jones. And this one is incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get him the completion.
Here's Jones. A short one there, caught by Warren. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. Oh, he had to force it there on fourth down, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Greg Newsome. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. is 1st and 10. Jones. And that's going to be incomplete.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route go deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Jones. That is incomplete.
Trying to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays. And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
To throw is Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Travis Hunter. And the Jags are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the 4th. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock. Look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
32-yard line.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And, Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Jacksonville, it's a rare bright spot as they move to 3-10 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, it's a loss that could have implications on the playoff race as they fall to 9-4. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.